Don't come to Easter this year. My sister Natalie's voice was sharp, certain. What? Why not? Because you don't fit our family aesthetic. I'm taking photos for my Instagram, professional photographer. Everything needs to be perfect. And you showing up in your thrift store clothes with your purple hair? That's not the vibe. I stood in my apartment, phone pressed to my ear, trying to process what I was hearing. Are you seriously uninviting me from Easter because of how I look? I'm uninviting you because you refuse to make an effort. Mom agrees. It's better if you skip it. That was March 2017. I didn't go to Easter. I haven't been home for a single holiday since. 7 years of silence. Last week, Natalie showed up at my door, crying, mascara running, holding her prenup agreement and shaking hands. Mia, I need you to read this, please. It's about Mom, about money, about why she really didn't want you at Easter. What that prenup revealed destroyed everything I thought I knew about my family. And what I did next? They never saw it coming. If you've ever been excluded by your own family for not being perfect enough, stay with me until the end. Your support means everything to me. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Has anyone ever told you that you didn't fit their aesthetic? Let's talk about it. Now, back to my story. Let me take you back. March 2017. My name is Mia Caldwell. I was 25 years old, living in Portland, Oregon, working as a graphic designer for a small creative agency, making $48,000 a year, barely enough to cover rent and student loans. My family lived in Scottsdale, Arizona. Wealthy suburb, big houses, country club memberships. Appearances meant everything. My parents, Richard and Patricia Caldwell. My father owned a chain of car dealerships. My mother was a real estate agent who specialized in luxury homes. Money was never tight. My older sister Natalie was 28, married to a corporate lawyer named Brandon. They lived in a mansion, drove matching white Range Rovers, had a golden retriever named Champagne. Yes, seriously, their entire life was Instagram content. And then there was me, the black sheep, the creative one, the one who moved to Portland to find herself, the one who wore vintage band t-shirts instead of designer labels, the one who dyed her hair purple and got a small tattoo on her wrist. I'd always been different, but I thought family accepted you anyway. I was wrong. That March, I called my mom to confirm Easter plans. We always did Easter at their house. Big brunch, pastel decorations, family photos. About Easter, my mom said carefully. Natalie wants to talk to you about it. Why? What's wrong? Just call her. She'll explain. I called Natalie. Mom said you wanted to talk about Easter? Yeah. Look, I'm just going to be direct. I don't think you should come this year. My heart sank. Why not? Because I'm doing something special this year. I hired a professional photographer. We're doing a whole Easter photo shoot, family portraits, content for my Instagram and blog. Everything needs to be cohesive, aesthetic, perfect. Okay? I can dress up? Mia, you don't own anything that would work. Everything you wear is from thrift stores or has band logos on it. Your hair is purple. You have that tattoo. You just don't fit the aesthetic I'm going for. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You're uninviting me from Easter because I don't match your Instagram aesthetic? It's not just Instagram. It's my brand. I'm building a lifestyle brand. Family, home, elegance. You're amazing, Mia, but you're just not that vibe. Natalie, I'm your sister, which is exactly why I'm being honest. I need everything to be perfect. Pastel dresses, neutral tones, classic elegance. You're more grunge, alternative. It just doesn't work together. So buy me a dress. I'll cover the tattoo. I can wear a wig. It's not just about the clothes. It's your whole energy. You're anti-establishment. You make comments about consumerism. Last Thanksgiving, you talked about income inequality at the dinner table. It's just uncomfortable. I was making conversation. You were making everyone feel guilty about having money. Look, I love you, but this Easter is important to me, and I need you to understand that sometimes it's okay to sit things out. Does Mom know you're doing this? Silence. Then Natalie said, "Put me on speaker, Nat." My mom's voice came through. She'd been listening the whole time. "Hi, sweetie." "Mom, did you know Natalie was going to uninvite me?" We discussed it. And honestly, Mia, I think she's right. This Easter is important for Natalie's business. And you know how you can be. A little abrasive with your opinions. Abrasive? I just have different values. Exactly. Different values. Values that don't align with what Natalie is trying to build. It's one day, Mia. Surely you can understand that. I understand that my own family thinks I'm too embarrassing to be in photos with them. Don't be dramatic. I'm not being dramatic. You're literally telling me not to come home for Easter because I don't look right. It's not about looks. It's about fit. And right now, you just don't fit. Those words hit me like a punch. Fine. I won't come. I won't ruin your perfect aesthetic. Have a great Easter. I hung up before either of them could respond. I sat on my apartment floor, crying, angry, humiliated. My own sister had uninvited me from Easter because I didn't match her Instagram feed. My mother had agreed, because I was too abrasive with my opinions. I called my dad. "Did you know about Easter?" A long pause. "Your mother mentioned Natalie had some concerns. And you're okay with them excluding me?" "I think it's Natalie's event. If she wants to control the guest list..." "It's Easter, Dad. A family holiday, not Natalie's personal photo shoot." "I understand you're upset, but maybe it's better to just let this one go. Pick your battles, Mia." "So you won't stand up for me either?" "I'm not taking sides." "Yes, you are. By not saying anything, you're choosing their side." I hung up. That night, I made a decision. If I didn't fit their aesthetic, I wouldn't try to fit at all. I was done. I blocked their numbers, unfollowed Natalie on Instagram, deleted family photos from my social media, erased myself from their perfect picture. Easter came and went. I saw the photos online before I blocked everything. Natalie in a cream linen dress, Mom in pale pink, Dad in a lavender polo, everyone matching, everything perfect. Pastel, aesthetic. I wasn't in a single photo. It was like I'd never existed. And you know what? I decided I was okay with that. If they could erase me from their Easter, I could erase them from my life. The first few months were painful. Mother's Day, birthdays, holidays, all spent alone, wondering if I'd made the right choice. But by year 2, something shifted. I stopped trying to prove myself to people who would never see my value. I started building a life I was actually proud of. I quit my agency job and went freelance. Started designing for indie brands, musicians, small businesses, people who appreciated my alternative aesthetic. My rates doubled. Year 3, I started my own design studio, hired 2 contractors. We specialized in branding for creatives, musicians, artists, alternative businesses. We were good, really good. Year 4, my business made 6 figures. I moved into a better apartment, 1 bedroom, exposed brick, large windows, my own creative space. Year 5, I hired my first full-time employee, then another. My studio was growing, thriving. I was making $120,000 a year, more than I'd ever imagined. Year 6, a major record label noticed my work, hired me to design album artwork for an up-and-coming artist. That album went platinum. My name was in the credits. Opportunities exploded. By year 7, my studio employed 8 people. We had major clients. I was making $180,000 a year. I owned my apartment, had savings, investments. I'd built something real. I dated, had relationships, made friends who celebrated my purple hair and my thrift store clothes, who loved my opinions about income inequality, who thought my tattoos were cool. I built a chosen family, people who valued substance over aesthetic, who cared about who I was, not how I looked in photos. I thought about Natalie sometimes, wondered if her lifestyle brand took off, wondered if those perfect Easter photos were worth losing her sister over. But I never reached out. She'd made it clear where I ranked. Below her Instagram aesthetic, below her brand, below everything that mattered to her. 7 years passed. I turned 32, successful, happy, free. Then 3 weeks ago, someone knocked on my apartment door at 10 p.m. I looked through the peephole and froze. Natalie, standing in my hallway, mascara running down her face, hair a mess, holding a folder of papers. I almost didn't open the door, almost called security, but something in her face stopped me. She looked broken, devastated. I opened the door. "How did you find my address?" "Your business website. Your studio address is listed. I went there first. Your employee told me you lived here. Please, Mia, I need to talk to you." "It's 10 p.m. I know, I'm sorry, but it's urgent. Can I please come in? Just for a few minutes." Against my better judgment, I stepped aside. She walked in, looked around my apartment. "Nice place," she whispered. "Thanks. What do you want, Natalie?" She collapsed onto my couch, started sobbing. "Brandon and I are getting divorced." I felt nothing, just cold curiosity. "Okay. It's over. 7 years of marriage and it's just done." "I'm sorry to hear that." "Are you? Because you don't sound sorry. You sound angry. What did you expect? You uninvited me from Easter 7 years ago because I didn't match your Instagram feed. Mom backed you up. I haven't heard from any of you since. And now you show up crying about your divorce? What am I supposed to feel?" I know I don't deserve your sympathy, but I need you to see something." She opened the folder, pulled out papers. "This is my prenup. Brandon's lawyer sent me a copy during the divorce proceedings." "Why would I care about your prenup?" "Because there's a clause in here, about you, about Mom, about money, and when I saw it, I realized everything was a lie." My stomach tightened. "What are you talking about?" She handed me the papers, pointed to a section. "Read this. Section 7, subsection C." I read it. Once, twice, 3 times. The words didn't make sense. In the event of divorce, Patricia Caldwell agrees to repay Brandon Hayes the sum of $75,000, previously paid as a gift for wedding expenses, contingent upon the exclusion of Mia Caldwell from all family events during the first 5 years of marriage. I looked up at Natalie. "What is this?" "Mom paid Brandon $75,000 before our wedding. The condition was that you couldn't be invited to any family events for 5 years. The room spun. "What?" "Easter was just the beginning. She paid him to keep you away, from everything, weddings, holidays, birthdays, everything." "Why would she do that?" "I didn't know, not until yesterday, when I confronted her." Natalie's hands were shaking. She admitted everything. I grabbed my coat. "We're going to see her, right now." "Mia, it's late." "I don't care. She's been lying for 7 years. She paid your husband to exclude me from my own family. We're confronting her, tonight." We got in my car, drove to Scottsdale. 3 hours of silence. Natalie crying quietly, me gripping the steering wheel, furious. We arrived at my parents' house at 1 a.m. I pounded on the door. My dad answered, hair disheveled, confused. "Mia? What? Where's Mom?" "She's asleep. What's going on? Wake her up. Now." Something in my voice made him move. He went upstairs, came back with my mother. She was in a robe, hair in curlers. She saw me and went pale. "Mia, what are you doing here?" I threw the prenup on the entry table. "Explain this." She looked at the papers, then at Natalie. "You showed her." "Of course I showed her. You paid my husband $75,000 to exclude our sister from our family. What did you expect?" My dad picked up the prenup, started reading. His face went from confused to shocked to furious. "Catherine, what the hell is this?" Mom's face hardened. "Can we not do this at 1 a.m.? "You'll do this right now," I said. "Why did you pay Brandon to keep me away?" "Because you were a problem. You were always causing issues, making people uncomfortable with your opinions, your appearance, your lifestyle. I was trying to protect Natalie's marriage." "Protect it from what? From me?" "Yes, from you. Brandon came from old money, conservative family, traditional values. They already had concerns about Natalie marrying into our family. I wasn't going to let you ruin it." "So you paid him to exclude me?" "I paid him to help him understand that family dynamics can be managed. that certain members can be minimized for the benefit of everyone. My dad's voice was cold. You paid our daughter's husband to exclude our other daughter from family events. I did what was necessary to ensure Natalie's marriage succeeded. Her marriage is over, Mom, Natalie said. It failed anyway. All you did was steal 7 years from me and Mia. That's not my fault. It's entirely your fault. You manipulated everything. You convinced me Mia was the problem, that she didn't fit, that she was too different. But the real problem was you. I was protecting you. From what? From having a sister who thinks differently, who dresses differently, who has different values? From being embarrassed, from having people judge you for your weird sister? I felt something crack inside me. Weird sister. That's what I am to you? Mom looked at me. No warmth, no love, just cold calculation. You've never fit this family, Mia. Not when you were a child. Not now. You reject everything we value. Money, status, appearance. You're a liability. Catherine, my dad said, his voice shaking. That's enough. No, Richard. She needs to hear this. She's always been different, always making us look bad. I did what I had to do to minimize the damage. There's more, isn't there? I said quietly. This wasn't just about Brandon. What else did you do? Mom's face twitched. She was hiding something. Natalie pulled out more papers, bank statements. After I found the prenup clause, I went through Mom's financial records. She's been paying me too. My dad grabbed the statements. What is this? Monthly payments of $3,000? For 7 years, Natalie said. I thought it was just help. She said you'd had a good year, Dad, that you wanted to help us. But now I'm wondering if it was something else. It was payment, I said, understanding dawning. To keep you away from me. To keep the family divided. Mom didn't deny it, just stood there, silent. Why? My dad's voice broke. Why would you do this? Because Mia was going to ruin everything. She was always questioning things, always pushing back, always making people uncomfortable. If Natalie stayed close to her, she'd start questioning things too. Her marriage, her lifestyle, her choices. I couldn't let that happen. So you bought Natalie's compliance. I ensured Natalie stayed on track, stayed happy, stayed in the life she was meant to live. The life you wanted her to live, I corrected. Not the life she chose. Natalie was crying. You've been controlling me for 7 years, making me financially dependent, making me think I needed your approval, your money. You did need it. You still do. How do you think you've maintained your lifestyle? Brandon's salary alone couldn't cover that house, those cars, that life. So you've been buying my loyalty, my silence, my distance from Mia. I've been ensuring you made smart choices. My dad sat down heavily. How long has this been going on? The controlling, the manipulation. Mom's face twisted. Since they were children, someone had to guide them. You were always too soft, Richard. Too permissive. I had to be the strong one. You weren't strong. You were controlling. I was protecting our family's reputation, our status, our legacy. By destroying our daughter's relationship, I asked. By paying people to exclude me? By making Natalie financially dependent? That's your legacy? My legacy is Natalie's success, her beautiful home, her social standing, her life. Her failed marriage, Natalie said quietly. Her financial dependence, her lost relationship with her sister. That's your legacy, Mom. I looked at Natalie. What do you want to do? I want to rebuild. With you. If you'll let me. On one condition. You cut Mom off financially. Completely. Build your own life. Not the one she bought for you. I will. The divorce settlement is enough. I don't need her money anymore. I looked at my dad. Did you know about any of this? No, I swear. I knew your mother was controlling. But this? He gestured to the papers. I never imagined. What are you going to do about it? I'm going to make sure it never happens again. He looked at my mother. Catherine, You have two choices: therapy, real therapy, for the controlling, the manipulation, all of it, or divorce. Mom's eyes widened. Richard! I'm serious. I've enabled this for too long. Let you control everything. Push Mia away. Buy Natalie's compliance. It ends now. Get help or get out. You can't be serious. I've never been more serious in my life. I turned to my mom. I don't forgive you. I may never forgive you, but I'm done letting you control my narrative. I built a successful life, a happy life, without you. And that success proves everything you said about me was wrong. Mia, I'm not the liability. You are. You're the one who values appearance over substance, Instagram aesthetics over real relationships, control over love. That's your failure, not mine. I looked at Natalie. Coffee next week? We have 7 years to catch up on. She nodded, tears streaming. I'd like that. I looked at my dad. Keep me updated on Mom's progress. If she does the work, maybe we can talk, but I'm not holding my breath. I understand. I looked at my mother one last time. You told me I didn't fit the family aesthetic. You were right. I don't fit a family that values image over integrity, and I'm grateful for that every single day. I walked out, got in my car, drove back to Portland, back to my apartment, my studio, my life, my chosen family. Natalie called the next day. We talked for 3 hours, started planning visits, started rebuilding. My dad calls every week, updates me on Mom's therapy. It's slow, hard, but she's trying. I don't know if I'll ever fully let them back in, but I'm open to the possibility. On my terms, not theirs. I'm Mia Caldwell. I'm 32 years old. 7 years ago, my sister told me to skip Easter because I didn't fit the family aesthetic. My mother backed her, paid my sister's husband $75,000 to exclude me from all family events for 5 years. What they didn't expect? That I'd thrive without them, that I'd build a successful business, that I'd find people who valued me for exactly who I am. My sister's divorce exposed the truth, and now we're rebuilding, carefully, slowly. Some families are worth saving, but only if they're willing to change, to value substance over image, to choose love over control. If your family makes you feel like you don't fit their aesthetic, remember this: you don't need to fit their mold. Build your own life. Find your own people. Success is the best response to rejection. And when the truth comes out, and it always does, you'll be standing strong, on your own terms, in your own aesthetic, purple hair and all. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.